Welcome back to Great Gardens TV, and we're showing you how simple it is to live more sustainably. And the great thing is everyone can do their bit, and this program is all about showing you just how you can do that. Now, you might remember that I'd set myself the challenge to turn this rather dodgy, environmentally unfriendly home into a seriously cool and sophisticated sustainable home. Over the past 4 months, we've really knocked this poor old girl about. We've created light by ripping down walls and pokey windows. We've insulated her rather flimsy flanks with a mix of materials. We've stuck solar panels on the roof, installed a solar pergola to protect from the weather. We've even put in a water-wise verge and some wonderful water-wise and energy-wise gadgets. We have got so much to show you. So much has happened and changed since we were last here, and what better way to illustrate that with an unveiling ceremony. Remember last time this was just derelict, looking a bit like an old home, but wait till you see the changes. Boys, take it away. Ta-da! Look at these amazing double glazed windows. It's incredible what a difference it makes. And when you come inside and listen to this, silence. One of the amazing things about double glazing is it actually buffers not only against the heat being transferred in or out, but the noise as well. And why? Because of the double glazing, it's got an argon filling. But look at the PVC framing as well. Unlike aluminium, which conducts heat in and out when you don't want it, this stuff works as a whole system to keep your house that much more comfortable. And even though this is awesome stuff that works so well for us, less than 1% of houses in WA have this, whereas in Europe it's over 60% of homes have double glazing. But remember as well, the thing to consider is that lighthouses are healthy houses. In winter, the warmth is coming in, so everyone is so much happier and healthier. But if you think that's good, I've got so much more to show you. Now, I told you we were busy. We're at the back of the house now. Remember last time we were here, this was just a junk heap really, and we put this wonderful decking on it, and it comes with a 10,000-year warranty. Why? Because it's made out of recycled plastic, so all those pulverized bottles make this amazing decking. Now, it's very cool. We can sit out here and be protected from the summer sun. Afternoons in summer, the beautiful last rays of the sun. Oh, what a great place to sip the Chardonnay. Okay, the last thing to remember is we're sitting above a great big hole. And what do you do with a great big hole under here? Well, we put in a big, sexy 5,000-litre rainwater tank. Now, this beautiful tank has somehow got to fit under there. That's another story, but people have got this idea that rainwater tanks have to fit against walls, but of course they don't. There are so many amazing ways that they can fit into the modern home. And to tell me all about that, I've got my good mate, Ken Higgins from Environmental Solutions. Let's see if he's here. Hello, ta-da! Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm
Popping
good.
out of a cake like Marilyn Monroe. Buddy, tell us about this amazing tank and why it's so useful for the modern home.
Well, the great thing about this tank, Chris, is there's so much flexibility, as you were saying. People think that the rainwater tanks have to go up against the side of the house, but what we're saying here, this tank, whilst it might be built to go underground and buried, can actually go under decking.
Exactly.
And so it's going to fit this application very, very nicely.
Now, another thing people think is that this is going to solve the garden watering solutions. It's not, is it?
Well, what we say to people when I talk about rainwater tanks is if you're going to water the garden, unfortunately, when you want to water your garden, which is in the height of summer, it doesn't rain very much. So most of your savings for on a year-round basis is inside the house, which is between your toilet and your laundries.
Which is exactly what we're going to try and do here. So this will plumb into the toilet and the laundry, giving us huge amounts of savings. Well,
you're looking somewhere between 16 and 30%, depending on each household's application, as a saving over a 12-month period in a house.
Getting me well on my way to that 50%. Now, there's a few other accessories, really, to make this thing work.
Well, the rainwater tank doesn't just come on its own. You've got to think about the rainwater coming off the roof. It's coming down your gutters. There's lots of nasty things that can settle on your roof. So we need to make sure that the water before it goes into the tank is filtered. And there's some devices like first flush devices and constant filter devices which we can put on to make sure the water going in is pretty clean. Then we need a pump system to get the water out of the tank and back into our laundries and our toilets. And we also then need a bypass system so that if you run out of water in your tank, you can actually switch over to the mains without having to actually go outside and do something.
Of course, one of the other things is overflow. People forget this does fill up in a good year, like this year. What do you do with that excess?
It's amazing how much water comes off the roof of your house. You're talking about 1 litre for every millimetre of rain that falls on a square metre of roof space. So you could be harvesting 150, 160,000 litres off a couple of hundred square metres of roof. So a 5,000 litre tank isn't going to do the job. So yes, we do need overflow, and normally that goes into a soak well.
So Ken, down to the nitty-gritty, what's a system like this going to set someone back?
Yeah, look, a system like this installed, you're probably looking around $7,500 fully installed,
Yep.
which is not bad value when you consider where we spend our dollars. I've recently just had my house tiled in the bathroom and it cost me over $4,000 just to do that.
Marilyn/Ken, you're looking very cool. Thanks, buddy. Awesome.
Thanks, Chris.
Now, you'll remember from the last episode of GGTV that we did an amazing verge transformation and we turned what was a pretty miserable, lifeless plot into this. Now, the incredible thing is that we planted in autumn because we knew that these guys will need 6 months to consolidate and get themselves ready for the blast furnace of summer. So they're looking awesome already, and we know that with such a good start, they're only going to need 1 watering a week to get through summer. But hey, if you don't believe me, let's ask a real expert. I'm here with Ben Jarvis, the Water Efficiency Manager for the Water Corp. Ben, great to see you. You must be very happy with the winter rains. And how are we tracking for next summer?
It's been a really good start. We haven't got the inflows that we would have hoped, I guess, successive years of below average rainfall. But it's looking a lot better than where we were, I guess, at this time last year, essentially.
Now, Ben, I know the Water Corp's doing lots of things behind the scenes to get us ready for next summer and beyond. Can you tell us some of those things?
I guess some of the big source options are the Bidding Up desalination plant, which will be coming online soon. And of course, the government is now committed to an expansion of that to double the capacity up to 100 billion litres. Also looking at recycling options such as replenishment of our groundwater with highly treated wastewater, of course. And then some big options around in the efficiency space as well. We've achieved some really good savings over the last 5 to 10 years, which has seen our usage reduced by around 90 billion litres per year.
That's awesome. And how important is the home gardener in all of this then?
Well, the home gardener can really make a huge difference, and I think they've made some significant contributions already. 73% of Perth's water is used by households. Of that amount, 44% gets used outside the home, so some really big opportunities for savings there.
And speaking of which, tell us about these gardens that we're sitting in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what we've got, I guess, is the mix of the hard stand areas, also coupled with the various water-wise plants. Of course, we have our water-wise plants for WA website, which anyone can seek out and get information on those. Some very efficient water-using plants around there. Of course, all mulches, subsurface irrigation, and no irrigation as well in some areas where the plants simply don't need additional water.
And lots of different styles of mulches. That's what I love about this garden, and some beautiful recycled grass, trees, etc. Now, Ben, as you know, I've set up a challenge for myself, the Sustainable Home Makeover, and I want to slash my water use with the family's help by 50%. Good luck with that one. I'd love you to come and look and see what we're doing and give us the tick of approval. You cool with that?
That'd be great. I'd love to, Chris.
Awesome, mate.
Cheers.
That's fantastic. So that's it till next time. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Hey, look, check out our website where you'll be able to find out all the new events and workshops that are coming up, where you can learn for yourself how to turn your garden into a water-wise wonderland. We really hope to see you then. Great Gardens is proud to be sponsored by the Water Corporation, Synergy, Swan River Trust and Woodside. And for dates of our up-and-coming workshops and events, as well as further info, check out our wonderful new website, greatgardens.info, or find us on Facebook or Twitter.